Hi everyone, this is Tony Karna, the Genealogy Coordinator of the Schaumburg Township District Library. Welcome to another one of my tutorials on some aspect of genealogy. Today's tutorial I want to deal with and show you a couple things. One, that during this pandemic time period, one of our products is now available for home users that previously was only available to use when you were within the library. If you are a genealogical researcher or just beginning genealogy and you don't have your own personal subscription to Ancestry.com, well, now you have the availability to access Ancestry Library Edition from home at least until May 31st of 2020 this year. The product has been opened up during the pandemic by ProQuest with the permission of Ancestry. So you now have that capability to access that. The second thing I'm going to work on while showing you Ancestry Library Edition is that one of the fun databases within Ancestry Library Edition to access and use is the one about school yearbooks. So let's get going with this and show you how to use Ancestry Library Edition from home as a Schaumburg District Library card holder. And I do want to make that clear. If you are from another library listening to this tutorial, you will need to be able to access Ancestry Library Edition if your library has it and you have to access it through their website. Because what is dependent upon accessing the product is you will need to enter in your issued library card number as well as a PIN number. So we'll get going now and I'll show you exactly how to go about the process. So first off, to get to it, let's just go under our home page. First off, our home page is right up here. And you want to then go to Services, scroll down a little bit, click on Genealogy, let it open up. Scroll down just a little bit and you're going to see a list of the various genealogical databases that we have. And coincidentally, Ancestry Library Edition is the first one on top that we have here. So let's click on that. Now, I have previously been enrolled in it in terms of my login. So during the time that you're going to see this, I will be showing you an image of what the screen will look like when you try to access Ancestry Library Edition, and you will see that you will need to enter in your Schaumburg Township District Library card number as well as your individual PIN number. But at the moment that we're here, we're already past that point. So another thing I like to make sure you clearly understand is 99% of everybody starts over here, begin searching. I like to do things a little bit different and at least make you aware of some differences that you can pursue to get to individual databases within Ancestry Library Edition and limit all kinds of results that you get from searching to that individual database. So first off, let's go to the Search tab up here, click on it, and instead of accessing all of these other searchable means to access data, let's first go to the card catalog. Perhaps you never even knew that the card catalog existed for Ancestry Library Edition. But this is a good place to start to familiarize yourself with the variety of databases Ancestry has, or to actually search for some database names. As you can see here, there are literally over 10,000 databases within Ancestry Library Edition. So in this particular case, I know the name of what we're going to be looking for. So I'll use that and we'll get to it right away. But here in the title box, you could search for a variety of databases for the areas of interest for you. If you're looking for the state of Arkansas doing research, if you're looking for the country of Poland, you may want to type in such things as the word Poland or Polish and see what databases exist within Ancestry. But for now, let's just, for this purpose, go and use the keyword search terms in the title as School Yearbooks. And there it is. That's what I want to show you. Okay, now here's another important thing, fun thing, easy thing. If you'll notice here, there are literally in this database alone over 678 million records for you to hunt for, to actually find some images and information about your ancestors when they were in school. And here's another double-edged sword for this database. Sometimes when we start looking at this, I will be guilty of this myself. Instead of me doing my research on all my ancestral stuff, I'll spend more time looking for images of me in high school or grammar school or whatever's available in here, and friends and schoolmates and whatever, and I never get to doing deep research because this is just a fun database to see and play around with. So let's open it up and see what you can see in it. Okay, here's what is the template for searching information within the various amounts of data that's in this database. I always recommend and suggest scroll down. Here's where you're going to use your citation information when you're capturing material from here and using it in your family trees. Here's a nice background information on what all is contained in this database. It's very important to at least be aware that this is here for you to pursue and see what is it here that can maybe help you with your searching. One of the other things I think as we go through this is, I'm going to show it if I can find it here. Well, we'll hold off on that. I think I want to go back and show you how to do some just browsing on it. But for our purposes here, what I want to show you, right here I can show you this. As an example, sometimes again, knowing what's in a database is very helpful to you. So what has been set here, this is from a previous search I was doing. If you want, for the area of interest to you that you're searching for, you can select the various states of interest for you. And as you can see, what I've done here is I've got Illinois. I know I went to school in Chicago, so if you were doing Illinois, you also have a list of cities within Illinois that you can select and ultimately pare down to an area of interest for you. Once you've got the state and the city identified, you can also then go to the specific high school of interest for you in this particular case, or the school name within the town location itself. So that's what I've got here. And even more importantly is once you've identified this and you've selected a school, if that school is in this database for yearbooks, then it's nice because it will give you a nice listing, as you can see, of all the yearbooks in the collection in the database. Now, obviously, depending on the length of how long the school's been in existence, you may find that there are a whole slew of yearbooks available for you to browse through. You may also discover that there's some gaps. So be aware it's not always 100% of what you're going to find here, but it's helpful to know before you even start doing some of your searching whether a school, a city, state is all in there for you to begin searching on. So anyhow, so always take advantage, look at this browse, this collection piece of information that's here. For purposes of just our demonstration here in our tutorial, I'm just going to very simply show you what it's like to do a simple name. And let's do just the name Karina, and that's me. So let's see what we get if we do that. And I'm not going to check off any boxes here or anything like that to make it exact. Let's just do the name Karina. Well, that's not too helpful, although what you will find is at the very beginning of the results list, yes, the Karinas that are exact spelling, you will find those. Okay? But if, let's say, I go past, just a few here. Let's say I go to the 12th entry of the list of the index results. All of a sudden, you're going to see, oh, that ain't the name Kierna. It's close. It's a Soundex maybe name version of it or a variation of the spelling of it, but it's not the exact name spelling. So how can I narrow down 2.5 million records? So here's what you want to do. Head over to the Edit search box under the search filters. And now for a very simple thing, I'm just going to do, let's do the exact name of Kierna. Okay, so I'll match that up here. We'll do the search. And lo and behold, we went from 2 million to 103 with the exact name Kierna as I've indicated in the search. Okay, and you're even going to get some idea already what the yearbook is, where it originated from, what town it originated from, who the person's name is, so on and so forth. But let's say you just wanted here to do even a little bit more fine tuning. Let's go back to the edit search box. Say I only wanted those who were Kierna with the exact name, but they lived in Illinois. So I could do that. I will do this exact. And now let's see what that shrinks it down to. So we'll go back, do the search. And in this case, we pared it down from 103 to, let's say, 95. So I do know for a fact that most of my research, most of my ancestral connections are located in Illinois. But you can do that. Let's do some more editing here just to see what you can play around with here. Let's say I think I know that somebody graduated, I've got their last name, and I think they may have graduated in a certain year or in a yearbook date. So if you're talking about somebody in high school, you got 4 years to individually pick from. So for me, I'm just going to use me as an example again. So let me do that because I know I sort of graduated in that year. Uh-oh. Don't look over on the right side because I think you're going to sort of see a picture of yours truly from my 1966 yearbook right over here. So that's another way with the edit material, edit searching capabilities here to start from a large number of hits, winnow it down to something that's more meaningful to you at that point in time. So at this point, this is a good tool to use, but I would also say this. When you are faced with the template, do not immediately fill in every box that exists with the information that you think you know. Because if any one of those inputs is incorrect, you're in essence going to get nothing returned to you when in fact the person's surname or other components that you're looking for are actually in the database. So what you want to do is start from a broad search term, a name first, maybe a lived-in location next, maybe a yearbook date next, and just see what you wind up getting. But don't fill all the blanks in all at the same time. Okay? So anyhow, so this is sort of a fun, I would say it's a very, very fun thing. Let's just click on my image here. Let's see what we get. Uh-oh, there it is. That's what you're going to see from the actual just searching of this wonderful database. You're going to find hopefully many, many ancestors along the way. And then you can actually, again, once you get to this page where you've got the information, you can actually, and I strongly suggest this, you could increase the size of the screen. We'll do that just in increments so you see it. And then more importantly, you can actually get to the place here on the toolbar that is the toolbar. And here's where you want to make sure that you can play with the image here. But for me, one of the more important items here is just to see the download capability. I'm not going to go through any showing you how to download it, but I would say this. when you can download it, two things. One, if you have the choice to name the image of what it is you're downloading, I strongly suggest you do it. And two, maybe you want to download it instead of the normal downloads folder. You can download it to your desktop, so it sort of minimizes what you see coming in there. If you don't name it, you're going to get possibly a very cryptic image on your desktop or in the downloads if you don't change that. And sometimes you got to always be clear that when you go to the downloads folder, you're looking for today's date that you're downloading it, an approximate time, so then you know it's that image. But if you can name it right at the beginning with something of use to you, then you'll know what this is. Okay, so we're going to go back there. I would say, let me just show you some other stuff, because as you can see up here, this is a pretty wide years of expansiveness of inclusion of records that you could find here. So let's do this just for an example so that you can see the kinds of things you can find that may or may not be more. This is more current when it's my name that's up there. So let me just do the name Rogers as just a general kind of search thing. And actually, let me go back in here. Let me do a yearbook. I'll just, as a chance, let's just see what's out there for Rogers going all the way back to the year 1900 if there is something. Oh, how about that? We have, as you can see here, we've got images that are available using the surname search for Rogers, a yearbook name of a yearbook year of 1900, and in this case, it's giving me results back from that there's a person named E. Rogers from Northwestern University in Evanston in yearbook 1900, and let's just out of curiosity see what this looks like. So that looks to be a senior directory. If we increase the size of the font and the image, somewhere down there, and what's nice in this case, you're also going to see that it highlights the name Rogers that was in our search term. So how nice is that to be able to find material like that? How about an image here? A Roland Thumb Rogers. No idea who that is. Now, this must be a name that was associated with a Rogers that's in this picture that must have been transcribed, because I'm not actually seeing anything. Oh, let's see. Oh, look. I didn't even realize that. If you go over the name, well, not quite, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Someone in this picture is named Rogers. I'm not sure where I would be able to see that part. Let's go back. So I think you get the idea here. You can use the edit template to do your searching, change your parameters of what you're searching for, and get all kinds of varieties of what you're looking for. So let's click out of that. Let's go back. And we're back to the last one that was of me at that point in time. So I would say this yearbook database is an incredibly wonderful, fun database for you to be able to use now during this time when you have access to it in Ancestry Library Edition. Take advantage of it with your Schaumburg District Library card. See what you find. Go look for yourself in this database. Look for your friends at that time. Now start thinking of this as something you can go back and look for those who are a little bit further back in time, possibly being in here all the way back to the 1900s. Use this to determine whether or not a state, a city, a certain school name is included in here for you to begin your searching on. So this is definitely something well worth investigating. I would say this, that as far as this goes, experiment, see what you think, what you can find, use the template, and I would say hopefully that I'll be able to come up with another tutorial in the very near future. But I do thank you for joining me for this tutorial to at least see how you can access Ancestry Library Edition through the Schaumburg Township District Library's databases, and then how within that resource you can specifically access the School Yearbooks database and have some fun checking it out, looking to see if you could find yourself, and more importantly, now you could find some of your ancestors in here. So have your list of names you want to search for, use the template, and have fun while you're doing this. I want to thank you guys for joining me for this short tutorial on this database. Come back again for another one, and let's have fun doing this while we're not able to come to the library. Thank you guys so much.